What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome to Automotive Life. My name is Lucky, and today we're going to be talking about building the ultimate off-road vehicle. Now, I'm going to get to the G63 behind me here in a minute, but I want to talk about the Lamborghini Technica that I've had on order for over a year and a half. Like I said, about a year and a half ago, I've put $20,000 down waiting for this car. And every month they keep telling me my order's going to be up, I'm going to be up soon, just wait, be patient. So after a year of waiting and watching everybody on YouTube collect their brand new Lamborghini Technica, it just didn't seem that rare and that unique anymore. And I didn't want to feel like I was copying anybody or doing the exact same thing that everybody else was doing. So I figured I would do something fun and build something different. And that's why I bought my G63. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, well, Lucky, there's a bunch of these G-Wagons all over town. And I know these are the selected cars for rich soccer moms and crypto bros, but I'm actually gonna use it for off-road use. I'm gonna, like, obviously here in the desert right now in the middle of Vegas, and there's a bunch of things we're gonna do with this car, but the main reason why I got it is because I wanna build it into my dream car in something that's very rare and unique, which is called a Mercedes-Benz G6x6. Now, the G6x6 came out in 2014 and 2015. It was a limited production, only up to 100 units that were ever made. Now, when these cars came out, they had an original sticker price of $600,000 and they sold out overnight. If you want to buy one of those things right now, it's going to be anywhere from $1.5 million all the way up to $2.5 million, if you could even find one that's for sale. Now, I'm not rich, I don't have a sugar mama, or I haven't hit the lotto, so what am I going to do? I'm going to turn my 2017 Mercedes-Benz G63 into a G6x6. We're going to go ahead and cut off the rear end, we're going to add a third axle and build it from scratch, because I want to do something that's different on this channel, have a fun build. I haven't seen any of these builds out on YouTube, and I thought it'd be something especially unique because, like I said, don't get me wrong, I love Lamborghinis, I think they're amazing, but I feel like every YouTuber has a Ferrari or Lambo, and a lot of these guys don't even know how to work on them. So I figured this would be fun if we could chop this up, build it, and do something fun where we could share with you guys every step along the way. Now, I know it's kind of crazy. Our last build was one of the cheapest builds you could possibly do. It was an $1,100 smart car. We put a turbo and we lifted it. Now we're buying a really nice Mercedes and cutting it in half and adding a bed to it. So this should be pretty exciting. So we're heading back to the shop now. I want to show you guys what we're going to do this G-Wagon. But the reason why I love the G-Wagon is it's extremely capable off-road, but it's also very luxurious. Now, originally this car was built for the military, just like the G6x6. But the fact that we have air-conditioned seats, a luxury interior, and a very soft ride makes it very cool. Now, I was thinking about building a G6x6 Hummer H1, but I figured this would be much better because there's already one out there. And I've seen a few of the quote-unquote replicas that were built, and a lot of them were made out of really poor quality. I've seen them with fiberglass beds, fiberglass fender flares, a lot of stuff that wasn't really made correctly. Now, I know there's a lot of kits out there from different countries. I would highly recommend staying away from them. So I actually lucked out. I actually found a complete kit in Los Angeles, and it was about 50% cheaper than what you can order them online. The guy decided not to do the build because it was too far over his head. He thought it'd be something fun, but winded up, costing too much. And so I winded up getting it for a really good deal. So all the people that keep telling me in the comment section you can't find great deals off of Facebook Marketplace, here's another one. So I actually went to LA to buy this G-Wagon that I'm driving in now. I bought a trailer and then I drove down there to get the car. Now, once I got there, unfortunately, the kit was not in a container like they told me. It was supposed to be in a big shipping crate. Instead, it was scattered all over. I'm going to show some B-roll of me actually dragging this thing onto the trailer with Mario. Shout out to Mario if you're watching, because that thing was a pain in the ass. So after getting the kit from LA, we decided to drive back. And I was talking to the gentleman we bought the kit from, and I was asking him, how long does a typical build take? And the company that he bought the kit from says it's usually anywhere from 6 months to 1 year to build. So, of course, us being us, we decided to do this in under 90 days because I think this will be something fun to show people that you can build something this crazy but not spend a crazy amount of money. Now, don't get me wrong, some of these kits that are out there cost over $180,000. I did not pay anywhere near for our kit, but we're almost pulling up to the shop, so let's go ahead and we'll finish up in there. So we're here back at the shop. I'm gonna show you guys all the stuff that came with the kit that we just picked up. This is the rear half of the body. This is the actual shell. This one is actually metal. A lot of the ones you're gonna see online are fiberglass, so I definitely don't recommend buying them. These things are expensive. I've seen the kits anywhere from like $80 all the way up to $150,000. But like I said, I'm still gonna save our price till the end. So pretty much what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna have to cut off the rear section of the body, weld this one all on, and then on top of that, we're gonna show you the other half that comes with it. It comes with this jig where the frame sits on, which you can see right here. And this is the frame that actually comes with the kit. So this is actual Mercedes-Benz parts for the G6x6. So the first axle is gonna be sitting right here, and the second axle is gonna be back here. So we're actually gonna have real functioning axles all the way through. I know a lot of these people, you'll see these like Jeep 6x6s, they'll have what's called a lazy axle or a dead axle. That means that the last axle doesn't function. They just use their factory one for here. Mine, I actually are buying the German axle from Germany, from Mercedes, that has the pass-through. It's $35,000 just for the axle, which is absolutely ridiculous. So just for one axle, 35 grand. And then we're gonna have the factory axle here. And then on top of that, what gives these cars such a unique stance are a thing called portal axles. Now, the portal axles we ordered are from Tibus. They're around $30,000. So you may be asking yourself what a portal axle is. Now, I'm gonna use this smart car as kind of a reference. If you lift this smart car and we move this suspension, we put bigger springs and a lift kit, like pretty much every truck you see on the road, this is gonna lower the wheels basically down this way, which is gonna give us more clearance up here. It's gonna bring the wheel down here. But the downfall is if you wanna swing around this way, as you lower this, these, basically your axle, your streamline right here is still gonna be low to the ground. You have no ground clearance. So even though you see a lot of these lifted trucks, it doesn't have the clearance you need to do major off-roading. That's why the portal axle is so unique. So what it does is it actually connects to the hub itself right here and moves the drivetrain down 6 to 7 inches. So this way, not only do you get an extra 6 inches of height, but now you have actual ground clearance because your axle is still up here, but you have all this space in between to actually roll over stuff, which I'll show you guys once we actually get the axles and everything in, but that's what makes that car so unique. And that's why if you see the G squares or the 4x4 squares or whatever you want to call them, that's why they're so expensive, is because the suspension and the components needed to make these things major off-road vehicles cost so damn much. Now, the cool thing is about this is everything I have here is factory Mercedes parts. So all the suspension parts I'm gonna need, wiring, control arms, bushings, everything we're gonna be ordering is going to be factory Mercedes. Now, I did order some really cool stuff, which is not here yet, which is an all carbon fiber kit, which we're gonna walk over here. So the traditional fender flares on this vehicle come out to here. So the fender flares that we got with this kit, unfortunately, were fiberglass. We don't want them. So we ordered actual real carbon fiber that's gonna be sitting out to here. This right now, we're not sure if we're gonna either paint this black or powder coat it, or if we're gonna go ahead and send it off and get it chromed. So we're still kind of in the balance. It just depends on what paint section we're gonna do. Inside, the bed actually comes with yacht wood, which is over here. I'll show that to you in a minute. It's really cool. It's waterproof. It won't go bad, but it's actually quite a bit of space. We are going to use this as a functional truck for the shop and for the channel. My goal with this is to be my actually new daily driver, so I don't have to drive my R8 all over the place. And so I like to kit this where not only will this be my, like I said, daily, but it'll be the shop truck. We're putting a tow hitch on it so it can haul this trailer. So when we go to auctions, we pick up cars. Also, when we do training and consulting, we like to pick up people in something, and unfortunately now I pick up a lot of people in my R8, so now we can pick you guys up in a G6x6 truck and have more than enough space. Now the cool thing is once we actually build this body onto the frame, if you can look right here, this is cut in, the seat actually moves back an extra 6 inches. So the problem with the G-Wagons is there's not that much space in the back seat, but with this kit, you get an additional 6 inches of legroom, which doesn't sound like much, but it's enough where you can sit somebody back there very comfortable. So I'm looking forward to that. We're probably gonna do some really cool seats. They're gonna be limousine style, maybe some footrest coming up. We'll have to check on that one. But first I wanna give a huge shout out to Luxury Lease Partners. Now, without them, I wouldn't have been able to build my dream car. And thanks to them, they can help you guys get your dream car as well. Whether it's a luxury SUV or car, an exotic car, or if you're looking at something classic, Luxury Lease Partners has you covered
top to bottom. The thing that separates LLP from everybody else is its easy approval process. All you gotta do is pick up the phone, talk to one of the representatives, and tell them your situation. Now, one of the things I love about LLP is the fact that when I get my loan through them in my personal name, I don't have to worry about it showing up on my credit report. So since I have multiple cars, it doesn't affect my DTI. So if I wanna buy a new house, I wanna apply for business funding, it doesn't complicate those things. So if you're thinking about buying an exotic car or maybe a luxury car or even a classic car, make sure you hit up LLP in the description down below. I'll leave a link, also their phone number. They're a great group of guys. They're definitely car people. All you gotta do is pick up the phone, explain your situation, and I promise you they'll have some sort of leasing option for you.
I got this English wheel last week exclusively just in case if we have to roll sheet metal, if some of the parts that we get from this kit are not too quality, we can make them ourselves. So we don't have to worry about this. If you don't know what an English wheel is, it's used to basically manipulate and shape metal, and that's what we got it for. We have some other cool stuff, plasma cutters, welders, pretty much a little bit of everything. So we're gonna try to do everything we can here in-house. The only thing that I don't know how to do is paint. I'll try to give it a shot, but more than likely I'll probably screw it all up, but I just wanna give it a shot just so we can. So I'm probably gonna paint the frame and the chassis and everything else. Now, right now, unfortunately, it's a little dirty and it's a little ugly right now, but we're gonna have a great poster up here. It's gonna have Luxury Lease Partners, which is our sponsor. They're gonna be up here on the wall, and we're gonna write down every dollar we spend on the vehicle. The smart car is almost done. We put the turbo kit in it. Unfortunately, the fuel pump went out, so we're putting that in right now. But if you're probably watching this video, you've already seen that this car has been out for about 2-3 weeks now. But we're gonna get all this stuff cleaned up, and we wanna make this a really fun, cool studio, something to build. But anyways, I don't wanna blab too much. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get this bed off the actual trailer. We're gonna set it up on the actual jig, get everything ready. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the G-Wagon in, we're gonna take the rear windows out, and we're gonna go ahead and start getting ready to put this thing on the frame, or excuse me, on the rack, and we're gonna actually take the body off the frame. Once we get the frame, we have to take off all the drivetrain, all the suspension, all the axles, and we have to put it in this jig. Now, this is gonna look kind of crazy, and I know a lot of people on YouTube are gonna freak out. We are actually gonna cut the chassis right here. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh my God, you're gonna cut it straight, it's gonna crack, it's gonna break. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna, inside here, we're gonna cut another C-notch. We're gonna weld it from the outside, obviously, all 3 sides, but we're also gonna weld it from the inside 3 sides, put the plate back on, weld it all the way across, and then we're gonna add gussets to it. So this way, make sure the frame is extra strong. Any educated builder is gonna tell you this. To chop up the car and do all this stuff is gonna be quick and it's gonna be fun. It's all the detail work that really takes all the time. Making everything fit, lining up the body panels, fixing the electrical, adding the suspension, making sure the lockers work. Our goal is to make this look, like I said, a factory G6x6. So everything that we're getting literally is gonna be factory Mercedes, which I'm super excited. Something else that's really cool, we're gonna have a special guest YouTuber come every single week to help us do this build. Whether it's maybe cutting, welding, fiberglassing, something fun and exciting, we're gonna have a new guest every single week. So if you wanna be part of it, definitely hit me up on Instagram.